Hi there, my name is Andrea Dee, and welcome to my podcast, Do It Your Way. Are you ready? I just launched the podcast today, and I've been doing season 1, but it was audio only, and I decided to upgrade to season 2. So today it is season 2, episode 1, and it's a little catch up on what's been happening, what's going on in my life. For those who don't know me, my name is Andrea Dee. I am a songwriter, singer, podcast host and basically creative. My brain works 10,000 miles an hour, and I just I love to make, love to create, but obviously my background is around music, and I mean, I have loads of stories, but let's start with what's been happening lately. So since I've done the podcast, the last one, I have been moving. I've actually moved. So now I'm in my own studio. I'm really excited about that because it's a long time coming. I've worked in many, many living rooms in my life, obviously in professional studios as well, but many living rooms have created my music. And so being in my own space, my own room, is something that I'm really proud of and so happy about. And I think creatively it just opens so many doors because I have my space. And I know for all the artists out there that are still working in their bedroom or still keep it going is going to start moving. It's a little bit crazy how life goes. I went from having flatmates, all that stuff, to having my own 1-bedroom apartment, to then moving with a boyfriend. So then I didn't have my space. And then again, having back to flatmates. It's been ups and downs, but I think at the end of the day, it's kind of like life, ups and downs, which is actually the title of this podcast, just like that. And I made it through. So I'm in my own space. So very happy, thankful, and I have no excuses now. I just have to keep going and put in the work. And although as much as I love to make things, and believe me, if you ask me to write you 10 songs, this is my pleasure and my love. I think there's a thing about doing stuff, creating things, and then putting them out there. And to me, putting the work out there, as in marketing it and making people listen to it and all that stuff, that is so difficult. So difficult. And I try, and I'm still trying, and I'm still learning. It is not my passion, but it is the way the world works right now for us as artists. Is we have to make, we have to create, we have to have the vision, we have to put it out, we have to market it, we have to sell it. So, this is tough. To tell you a little bit of what's happening right now. So basically, I took 2020 and 2021, I wrote my album called Truth in There, which is an electropop album. And before writing the album, I wanted to kind of go through the motions of asking myself, what do I want this piece to be? This, 5 songs, 10 songs, it has to have a meaning, it has to be something that's specific to me. And as I was thinking about it, I came up with this idea. Well, I didn't come up with, I actually was fighting this feeling within me, having to make people listen to me, improve myself. And when those people didn't react the way I wanted to, I kind of felt like, well, you don't get me. I work really hard and nobody understands. And like, how fair is it? And it's not fair because again, I misunderstood. I put in the work, and you think that I'm just a girl coming on stage and singing her song, and that's it. And I've been doing this for so many years, and I just feel there's no respect. And I think that's really the important word that I felt, the lack of respect. And I went on to kind of figuring out, well, maybe, there's something there. There's something that's bothering me. But what is it? What's bothering me? Why am I so angry about it and feel like, nobody's giving me the credit, I feel like I'm due or supposed to get. And that kind of built up into feeling like I didn't really fully accept who I was. I accepted the fact that I wasn't where I wanted to be, kind of, but not really. It was like, well, yes, I'm not this yet, I'm not that, I'm not enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, blah, 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 all this negative stuff. And so when people just pinpoint it, or even in their own life, their own mind said something, for them, it was nothing. But for me, it was this big deal of like, how dare you? So I started looking into that and thought, well, there's some things I'm quite secure about. I'm secure, for example, I'm somebody that laughs a lot. And some people think that because you laugh a lot, you're not smart. So I've had friends that became friends, but that would be like, oh my God, like she's just a pretty girl and an idiot. And that for me is really interesting, actually. I love when people think that. And so I was like, okay, well, if that's what you think, it's fine. Because I was secure within myself to know that I am smart enough. So I don't really care what your thoughts are about me. And then I moved towards so taking that feeling really basically, and then moving it to the now, which is, well, if somebody says something and it's affecting me so much, that thing needs to change within me. So I kind of let it go, and it doesn't mean anything anymore. And so that's where my journey of self-acceptance started. And I thought, okay, if I'm writing an album, I have to put myself in a place that I'm vulnerable. I'm not comfortable. And through all those emotions, I will be able to kind of feel, perhaps move forward and accept myself, the whole. And so Truth in There, the album, is basically a chapter of each of those moments, within a song. So it starts with, I'm not sorry. It starts with not sorry. To say kind of like, that's the kind of person I am. I'm not sorry. I do what I want. I live the life I want. I move countries whenever I want. If I think this is something that I want to be part of, I go for it. All this stuff. Yeah. So I start with not sorry. And the chorus is, I'm not sorry of who I am or what I do. And I think that is the strongest statement to kind of say, okay, and that was kind of the introduction to the album. And then it goes through Somehow, and Somehow is one of my favorite songs, but it didn't get the listens that I thought it would get. But anyway, and I really broke it down, and, I start the song as, I am a girl. And then I take a moment and I'm like, I am a woman. And, just that statement is like, okay, we're going somewhere. And that whole song, also like the composition of it, composing the song for me was kind of, moving it in different places and maybe not making it so poppy, but making it a storyline. And that was for me my chapter 1. And then we move forward, and you go into I bring into kind of my world of my song Je suis seule, which is in French. If you didn't know that, I am from France. And Je suis seule takes you to that kind of anger about the world, because when I wrote it, it was, there was the Black Lives Matter. There was so much anger and unfairness. And, I'm so happy that got brought to life. We're still working on it, but damn, it's 2022. Like, oh my God, it shouldn't be a problem. And the fact that came up, it's like, yeah, of course, we should have talked about it before. We should have taken action before. But okay, this is the time to talk about it. And so I went on and talk. And je suis seule in English means I am alone. But it's basically saying that we're not alone. So I'm saying I'm alone, but really I'm not alone. That makes sense to you? I don't know, but this is how my brain works. I am saying, you think you're alone in this world. You think maybe you're the only one, but you're not. We're all in this together. Believe it or not, whether country, whatever it is, we are all in this together. And so that's the power of music, is that whatever you come from, a song just takes you, and that's why I do music. And I think that's why I'm still doing music after all those years. And because I really feel like, there's something to be changed and transferred into that feeling to the world so we can live a better place. Anyway, continuing with the music, basically the album is all about, chapter per chapter, my journey through self-acceptance. Now, it came out 1 month and a half apart. So we released the album single per single. If you haven't, you can now go and check it out. It's on Spotify, everywhere, actually iTunes, Spotify. But the best way I would say to kind of live it is through my website. So andreadee.me, there is the music part, and you get to see all the videos, you get to see all the songs, and in the order of that kind of chapter. So I'm leaving the link below. Anyway, so after writing and releasing the last single, so it took us about a year. So 2021 to 2022 was mostly about releasing the music. We also went into making, and when I say we, is Erin and I, and then we had amazing people joining us, Simon, Kay, that were part of this crazy journey. So every song we put out a music video that we filmed ourselves, that we edited ourselves. And I mean, when you're creative, this is amazing. I mean, to me, that was amazing. It's a lot of work because you have to have the vision, you have to have, you have to set up the time, you have to go for it, you have to film it, and then you have to edit it. And in the editing, you have to see what comes out of it. Anyway, I'm saying anyway a lot, sorry. So, and I'm saying a lot. Okay, well, you please forgive me. This is my first on camera, non-edited version. Anyway, so and there you go. Anyway, again. So we filmed every single song, and on September 25th was the last song. So I start with I'm not sorry, and I finish with Take Me As I Am. And we released the music video, and I was like, Erin and I were like, it needs to be a big finale. And I wanted this to be a big finale because we put so much work into it. And not only we put work into it, but it's also like we learned a lot. I learned so much about music video, filming, like this whole world. That's such an incredible world, because when you create something, right? So for me, it starts piano, and then it goes into melody, lyrics, and then it goes into production, and then it goes into mixing, mastering, put it out. And then you get this whole world where you get to give an image, you get to give a visual to something. So I was this is really, really inspiring, and it really brought me to the next stage, which is if we created a show about this whole piece that took us a year to put out, then it had to be, like I said, a firework. And so we went on this journey of creating this immersive live concert. Now, everybody will tell you, okay, and I'm the kind of person, I have this idea in my head, and then once I have the vision, it's easy. I just have to have the vision. During the making of the show, it was a let go. I really let it go and kind of saw, okay, what did I want? I wanted things to be a certain level. We wanted visuals that were inspiring, that would take you. It had to be a show that was something that we don't see. And as an artist, as a listener, when I go to a concert, I like to be taking in, and so that was the whole idea of creating this show and to make it immersive, is that you were part of the show. So when you come in, you are part of this show. You are not just somebody that's sitting on the side and that's looking. You are an active part of the show, and you enter and you have a mask, and you have a little card to write down, who you are in the dark, basically. And then the show takes you into different sensation. It starts very intensively. It's very intense, and then it kind of goes into, the explanation of it all. And then it goes through the emotional part, the friendship part, the laughs, and then just kind of that whole thing going through it. And it was the best night ever. And I'm not talking about it because it was my show, but it was just, the energy was incredible. It felt like it was like a group of people coming together and supporting each other. And that is the best gift you can, to me, create. And I've never experienced that in any of the work I've done before. I've never had people coming after me and saying, after I perform and saying, your story, this was incredible, and I felt this way, and this is what happened to me. And that's really what it's all about. It's about touching people's lives. And so this is what this podcast is about. It's about, making a difference and hopefully inspiring whoever's listening to take on the next stage of their life. Or, maybe you're feeling like, oh, today I don't like my life, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And then, a song comes up or this podcast comes up, and you're like, all right, I get it. One thing at a time, one step at a time. So we are here launching season 2 today. It's out, and you and me, YouTube people, got little private viewing because the audio is a bit different today, as since when I recorded the audio, I forgot to record the visual, so there you go. But there we go, YouTube, we're on. So YouTube, there's YouTube Music. Oh, I'm not sure we're on YouTube Music. I think so. But anyway, now we're on YouTube videos. So you get to watch, listen, put it on the side, go for a walk, hopefully inspire you. And that's it. I thank you so much for listening. Obviously, I'm always open to feedback, and I can't wait for the next episode because I have amazing guests this season. It's really, really, really great conversations. And as I'm getting better as a podcast host, because, like I said at the beginning, I am a singer, but as I'm getting better, I'm really learning into, kind of going there, because at the beginning, I think I was a bit shy, or kind of, I didn't know how, but now I think I'm really learning to go there, and it's all about being honest, vulnerable, and hopefully spread the word, spread the love. So have a great day. Enjoy. See you soon. Bye.